Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading for the new moon in Scorpio. So new moons and new intentions, but with the Scorpio edge to this one, and Scorpio being all about death, rebirth, transformation, energy, that like real Pluto vibe. This is very much like it's got a full moon edge to the new moon. So there is this like big release, big ending, big shift, because there is this like transition element coming into this new moon. So really, really lean into what needs to die, like let it go, whatever that may be in your life. However you are holding on to something that does not serve you, that really needs to be put down now. Like whatever guidance and gut instincts and everything that's been coming through, whatever has been uncomfortable, has been rising up throughout Scorpio season for a reason. It's so that you can truly see it. It's so that you can deal with it and then put it in the past, let it go, release it in some way. So really utilize this new moon. I wouldn't necessarily do new moon intentions as a standard new moon. I would really, really lean into the death of it all, which is setting you up for that new beginning. It's part and parcel of it, but I would really lean into the death element of this new moon. So with that being said, this is a new moon reading, but in regards to kind of what blessings is coming through to you, but it will link into that, like what needs to go, what needs to be shifted, and then kind of like the light on the other side. So there are 4 piles to choose from. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Didn't have them set up. I had got very ahead of myself. So you can pause the video, take a moment and see which pile you are the most drawn to. That is where you will find your messages. Timestamps are in the description box below. Just go with your gut, go with your heart, with wherever you are drawn. And remember, this is a collective reading. It speaks to multiples of people, so not every single bit may completely resonate with you. I do try and cover the board with the information that comes through. So if you want something that is way more in depth, completely and utterly focused on you, please reach out. I would love to do a one-to-one reading with you. I also offer energy healing and mentorship. All my details are down there, so you can reach out to me and I will see you in your reading. Hello, Pile 1. If you picked this card, this is your card for the new moon in Scorpio. We're going to read a little bit from the book and then we are just going to go through with intuition. So, she is not bound by appearances, opinions, or material limitations. She is both the void and the infinite creative potential that arises from it. Do not be afraid of uncertainty. If you feel you're out resources, will take comfort now. Where there is lack, she restores abundance. She can bring forth exquisite blessing and glorious manifestation from the sacred expanse of nothingness. Your soul can rely upon her completely. Cast your fears away. Hers is the power of the universe combined with generosity of grace. So it's really asking you to lean in to this, to the darkness, to the nothingness, to that blank space, because it is your blank canvas. So it's asking you though to lean into that death aspect and really trust in it and truly enter that void space with complete and utter trust that something will like spark there, even though you can't see it yet. You have to like fully trust in that darkness, fully trust in that release and letting go of what does not serve you, what has come to the end of its cycle now, because that's where you really need to like lean into to your inner truth and know that on the other side, this in that darkness is that blank canvas for you. So the creativity will come back, this space to create, to birth, you being reborn will like ignite. But there's something in the truly leaning into that, like letting go, that darkness, that shadow work, that is the point of this. The blessing on the other side is the creativity. But for you currently at this moment in time, it's really about like leaning into that space, really letting it all go. So anything you feel like you may be holding a grip on, then that is the stuff to truly action for these blessings to come forth. The Spirit's coming through this message, just so you know, just so you truly can keep the faith. It's really hard sometimes to know, like when we're going through the Tower moment of that revelation and awakening, to really trust that it's like all for the best, that it all has it's got a reason, it's going to serve us. And then look, we're talking about the Tower, and the Tower has come out, and the Hanged Man. So 2 major arcana here. So definitely big stuff that you are releasing. And then this is asking though, with this, so Tower card coming here, this is that main point of focus. You're in the Tower moment, and Spirit asking, that's the leaning into that dark space, that discomfort of that upheaval. Because the next card in Tarot is the Star, and that's all about this hope and faith and that renewal. So that is to come, and believe in that and trust in that. But you really have to lean into and not avoid the Tower moment now. Like really utilize the power of the Tower moment during this new moon, because it is a really potent one for this type of energy. Because what it's offering you is two things: a new beginning and a fresh perspective, which is exactly what like you want and need. And the Ace of Cups is a glorious one, because this is at your heart space. So this is the opportunity for new love, a new, like, more balanced emotional landscape, more compassion for self, your intuition being more online, and then your creativity too. So it ticks so many boxes. But it's through this almost like ritual, and through this turning of the wheel, this ending, that's where the magic really lies. And the more you can lean into it, the more you can trust in it, the more you're going to get out of it the other side. And then the Hanged Man is the fresh perspective. It's seeing things in a new way, but you do have to like pause and surrender and really leaning to the letting go to get that fresh perspective. So lean in as much as you can to the discomfort is definitely the message that is coming through the strongest. It will serve you so well. And Spirit saying, just believe. Oh, cards on the floor already. Just believe, have trust, have faith. And we have the Emperor and the Nine of Wands here. The Emperor is all about putting in that like structure and that discipline for this. So really leaning into that, like you having to have a really, really like almost like strong work ethic in regards to leaning into this space and putting that fire and passion and energy, that will, into this release, because it's really going to serve you. It's going to give you such a fresh insight and new start, but you really have to action this part. And we have it with the Nine of Wands, which is a card that's all about this courage and persistence and like resilience against this. But it is a 9, almost 10. That's the completion. So really, really lean into this with like all your might, all your energy, like really, really actively push towards this. This is not passive, it's pushing. So you really have to put the effort in. And then we have the Queen of Cups, which is beautiful power stance, and the Eight of Pentacles. So the Queen of Cups, she has that emotional balance, security, that compassion, her intuition's online, the creativity, she's completely and utterly in flow. And it's like this new start is going to offer you this like grand throne rising. So you're really going to sit in your element at quite like a high power point from the get-go with this. So, but that's because of putting in the hard work. The Eight of Pentacles is a card that is about putting in that, like, it's dedication to your craft, dedication and effort in a really grounded and rooted way, in a really human way. So there really is this just like push to really get you to this position, to really get you to this level of flow with self and with spirit and with why you're here, that will really, really activate and come online. But it is through that, like, it's pure trust. It's trust in that release. So anything that you are clinging on to, like, work your hardest, actively put in the effort this week, because you'll get so much more out of it. The less you put in, the less you'll get out of it, and that would just be a real shame for you. So actively push. Right, let's see what else wants to come out for you. Pile 1. The Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. And look at this similarity with that triangle here and the Queen of Cups and this Age of Light. So it very much is the Divine Feminine uprising, Priestess uprising, definitely feminine energy, and then the Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? This is like the soft, tender, nurturing, and interesting. We have like the father figure here, and then this Star Mother, kind of like the Empress. So almost like a pair, mum and dad pair, this nurturing divine masculine, nurturing divine feminine in varying ways. This is with that push and that structure, and then this is with that like compassion and forgiveness and softness of the mother archetype that, like, that is present here. So really, really leaning, like it's bringing in that balance and trusting that as you rise up, there's going to be such an equilibrium within you. But it truly is you stepping into like your soul's purpose, the reason why you came, the reason why you're here. So this is why it's so big, and this is why this shedding is so important. And this, how can you mother yourself? Put in the effort and like with this energy coming through, but that doesn't mean that you can't have those moments of respite. It doesn't mean that you should not be gentle with yourself. In fact, it's actively encouraged. Be gentle with yourself, soft with yourself, have a kindness for self. Talk to yourself in a way that you would talk to other people instead, because we always, or at least I am guilty of speaking to myself in a way that I would never speak to somebody else, a friend or a client or anything like that. So really, really like offering yourself that safe space whilst also pushing yourself through this discomfort and trusting that your rebirth is going to be glorious. It's going to serve you so well. Let's get a final card for you, pile one. We have abundance, golden topaz and yellow rose, raising your vibration, light missions and raw activations. This age of light, this uprising element. So the light is going to come back in like full stance. And then if you think here of that tower, this black tower here that is breaking, it's going to crumble, like it's got all this heat in and it is going to crumble. That's the point of the tower. And like this light tower then on top of it, replacing it. So you're really going to come into full bloom, full beam, like you're the ultimate of your power through this. But you really, really have to lean into the shedding and releasing. Like actively know that the more you put in, the more you get out of it. The more you lean into that dark space, the lighter, the brighter your light is going to shine. So really, really let that encourage you this new moon in Scorpio. I will leave it there for you. If you'd like to go way more in depth and completely personalized to you, please reach out for a one-to-one reading. My details are in the description box below. And if you did like this, please like it, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. It really helps and I truly appreciate it. And I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile two. If you pick this card, this is your reading for the new moon in Scorpio. I'm going to read a little bit from the book and then we are going to go from there. So she is a vibrant red pulsating with the feminine power of enlightened activity, infusing our hearts with her capacity for sacred sorcery to conjure and create according to love's guiding wisdom. To receive the divine inheritance of blessings and support for sacred fulfillment, certain karmic conditions that resonate at a lower frequency need to be cleared away. The lesson is to release to receive. She symbolizes a time of rapid movement on your life path and freedom to attract what you need and want. However, you must be willing to let go of negativity and that which does not belong in your world. I mean, a beautiful and very apt card to come up for this new moon in Scorpio, which is all about that like release aspect that is so needed for this like new beginning. And it really is in this dark moon, sitting in that dark space in the shadows and really leaning into whatever it is that needs to be released at this time and get it gone. Like now is the time. Like the energy is rampant with it, and it's so that that light can come forward. And this is really saying to you, this is to really propel you and activate and rise you up onto your path in such a divine way. But whatever those lower frequency things are, that negativity that you either have for self or negative people you may have in your life or situations that really need to be cleansed and cleared away now, is absolutely vital for your ability to rise up in a way that is truly going to serve you and your soul's purpose here. Like utilize the energies of this moon. So the more you give it, the more you will get out of it. Let's get some more cards for you. Pile two. Seven of Cups. The Lovers. Nine of Swords. And then that Six of Cups in the reverse. So a potential of an ex that is present and being held onto, but it can also be any partnership. This can, the Lovers just speaks about the masculine and feminine balance. So it can be anything like that. It doesn't have to just be romantic. But the Seven of Cups talks about temptation and illusion and this wishful thinking, and with it coming out with the Lovers is like this that holding on element to something that you're seeing in a way that may not actually be the truth of something. That's that fantasy and imagination coming through. So this overthinking that is very much bred from your heart space, and it's from that like wish and desire of something, and it's linked then to something that is needing, like the Lovers is a card that is about this like balance and harmony and values aligning, and the fantasy aspects coming in saying like, is this the truth? And truly looking at it, are the scales truly balanced, or like are they completely out of whack and they need addressing? Because the Nine of Swords is a card that is all about this like intense anxiety and despair and the weight of this, and then it's linked to the Six of Cups in the reverse, which is a card about being stuck in the past. So there's this like wishful thinking of how you want things to pan out, and then there's the truth of over here that's bringing like such fear, anxiety and worry. And this is the part where we're saying like it needs to be left in the shadows, it needs to be released now. We need to get the weight of these Nine Swords gone, and we need to like leave those Six of Cups behind. We need to shift and walk away. We need to stick, like get out of that stuck in the past unrealistic thinking, because the unrealistic thinking comes across here with the Six of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Cups in the upright, because it's that element of that fantasy. So really, really being very, very truthful with yourself under this new moon in Scorpio is going to be absolutely vital. And in regards to that shadow aspect of the darkness, it is about using that torch, using that illumination to shine light on the truth, so that you can really be reborn, so that it can be shifted. So like really just sit with the truth of things, and then also the truth of what your heart is desiring. So that fantasy element, that imagination, that wishful thinking that's coming in is spread from the heart. So like lean into that. Why is it coming through your heart space? Why is it such a strong desire? And like actually look at why it's coming up, because that will really serve you in the moving forwards, because there's a truth in what you want from it. It just may not be the truth of the situation, but the truth of your desires at your heart need to be validated, need to be looked at, need to be seen, need to be acknowledged, and then you can move forwards in a way that you can actually make that like happen. Hilarious. First card out is Seven of Cups, but in the reverse. So the fact that the Seven of Cups has come out twice is of 1 in 72 chance. It's in the reverse this time, and this talks about this like temptation and illusion, and this, so it's got the same sort of energy, but it almost feels like it's coming through from the other side. So you've got your heart with this like fantasy thinking, and it almost feels as if this is especially in regards to another person, that you've also got their heart with their temptations and illusions and their tactics coming through, because they're almost like they're mirroring your experience, but like there has to be an actual union and meeting in fairness. And it could be with some it may involve a real break, and others it may not be a break, it may just be a reunionizing in a way that is actually balanced, that removes this like stuck in the past and weight of anxiety, because you know things are actually going to shift and change. And then we have the High Priestess. So really bringing in this clarity is key for you. Nine of Swords is such a heavy weight of anxiety and fear and paranoia of the mind. And the High Priestess has got this sacred knowledge, and she sees so clearly and absolutely trusts. And so that was what will be offered to you, but you have to really lean into that space of divine truth and let it guide you. Let's get some more cards for you. Pile 2. We've got you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So listen to the truth of what your body, your soul, spirit is telling you. All the easier when you lean into the High Priestess. And we've got the Council of Light, divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realms. So it's really bringing in this like higher power knowledge, really bringing in the energy like down from like your crown chakra through your third eye is very vital. Like, yes, stay grounded, but the energy and the information you need is going to come from above in that sense, and really tapping into that like soul spark and spirit there, because like it's going to keep you on track towards your true north, so that you're already doing it. Especially with this coming out, don't get drawn back into temptation, to fantasy, to this wishful thinking of something. If something does arise and comes back in at this time, we do have a Mercury retrograde moving into Scorpio, which is playing like emphasizing this moon, but also means that depending on your chart and stuff, there is the likelihood of within retrogrades exes and stuff coming back for conversation, things needing to be revisited and revised. So just trust that if there has been any sort of separation and something comes back in, that you just need to keep walking the path you've been walking that's in regards to your highest truth. Let's get, okay, so we've got 2 cards that came out for your final cards. We've got regeneration and make a wish. So acceleration, change, and shamanic wisdom. Tower card moment kind of coming through with that lightning behind here on this card. And that tower moment is about this like upheaval and chaos and revelations. And then this with the acceleration and change. So you may find that like this new moon brings quite like a shock to your system, something quite impactful, or like a lesson really lands in a way that hasn't been landing like through the whole of Scorpio season, and all of a sudden it really hits in a way that can shake you. And just know if it does, that any bricks that kind of crumble from yourself are the ones that weren't stable and needed to go. So it leaves you with that solid core in the end. So just trust in this shift, in this change. It could be like very impactful if you, as in on your energy system and on your body. So lots of rest time and really look after yourself in that regard. And then we have citrine and dandelion. Dandelion is a great cleanser, so I would recommend drinking that at this time. Citrine is that wish making crystal. Clear in comparison is surrender to the magic. So just really trust in the light coming back online, but it is through leaning into the darkness, very much the theme of the moon in general. Right. If you would like a one-to-one reading with me that is way more in depth and personalized to you, please reach out. My details are in the description box below. And if you did like this, then please like, comment, share, subscribe. It truly helps and I appreciate it. And I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile 3. If you pick this card, this is your reading for the new moon in Scorpio. We're going to read a little bit from the book and then we're going to get going. So, sacred severance is her radical grace. She is our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that on which it once relied, be it a view of ourselves or of the world, or a group or belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart, she is the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self-liberation. Systems of oppression within your mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation, healing into a path that is worthy of your heart. So the great severing, I mean, very apt for the new moon in Scorpio. It is a new moon, but it's got that full moon vibe of like needing to really release. The death part of this new moon in Scorpio is very, very important, so that you have this great fertile ground moving forwards. But it's really leaning into the darkness of that moon that is going to really, really serve us at this time. And when you've got this sacred severance, so really, really making sure you are cutting those ties, chopping the head off of everything that needs to have its head chopped off of under this lunation. Anything that does not support you, your soul's truth, your highest growth, if it is not compatible with that, it needs to go at this time. Like and it does not matter what that is. It could be relationships, situationships, like a job, even, it like whatever your reality looks like. But whatever needs to go, and you know the truth of that, whatever that singing is from your heart and in your gut, where you know what does not serve you anymore, and you're like, oh no, but the time is to, like, that's the severing. Get rid of those buts at this point in time. There is no buts. If it is not in alignment with you, it needs to go. So let's get some tarot for you. Pile 3. Temperance and 4 of Swords in the reverse, the Tower and the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So Temperance is talking in the reverse, is talking about an imbalance, but balance is required, balance is needed. And the 4 of Swords in the reverse is a card that is talking about this like restlessness, this lack of progress. And it's because of this imbalance that is really needed, and this self-healing, this realignment. This, you need to get the Temperance back in the upright, and this will actually assist and help in wherever you have been drained, because it's about restoration here. We want the 4 of Swords to actually offer us this space to meditate and contemplate and like recuperate. And it's in the reverse, so it's that opposite of that, but that's what we read, like that's what your soul is really requiring of you at this time. And to do that, we really need to work on that realignment and bringing things into balance. And to do that, we need to be truthful with self in regards to what needs to go, because anything that is not in alignment with you is really, it's really, really like, it's showing me scales, but like, as I said, that like being really pulled down, like a rope wrapped around. So like your ability to actually balance yourself is not going to be possible without severing these ties. So like I said, whether that's a relationship or a job or a way in which you relate to yourself, the way in which you are with yourself, like, and any and all of the above, really need to go now, because you will find it impossible to actually bring yourself back to a place of balance that you would have been able to do previously. But the truth of things now is really for this grand awakening, this grand shift in your reality. Revelations, the tower can be highly, highly uncomfortable. It's pure upheaval, but it's for transformation. And so it's really leaning into that and just saying that, like, yes, this severing will be very, very uncomfortable. It's severing the things that you know need to go, but you probably really don't want to for whatever reason that you have been holding on and want to hold on still. The only way you're going to serve yourself, though, is by doing it. And in doing so, what you're offering yourself is the Ace of Cups. This is coming in as your like positive omen to move forwards, because this is a new beginning of the heart space. This is new love, compassion, creativity, like emotional balance is there. It is your intuition coming fully online and reactivating. It is a new beginning, and it's a grand offering to you. So trust in this process, trust in the severing, and you're going to get this fresh new start where your heart is like born anew. Your heart is baptized. We go, leaning into your intuition. This is what's going to serve you. The High Priestess coming through, this is that sacred knowledge. So really leaning into the messages that are coming from your higher self, from spirit, from God, whatever you want to call it, and trusting in that. And it's going to offer you this really grounded, rooted Queen of Pentacles. It's going to offer you this like down to earth, very secure, rooted, divine feminine power. These are both divine feminine power. And so that aspect of yourself, and that may be the imbalance there with that Temperance, is that the water was not going to be able to be brought back up into balance, that aspect of the feminine, that the masculine was going to rule, and the feminine is actually going to uprise and offer you so much, and really lean into that heart space, healing and activation for you, to really get you on your soul's path, your purpose, the reason why you are here as a human being. So like, this is big, and that's why it will feel very, very uncomfortable. And just remember that it is big. And hopefully that will help with a bit of that discomfort as you shift through it, knowing that, yeah, this is going to be uncomfortable because this is huge, and letting that kind of guide you. Yeah, it is huge. So the mirror, who or what is triggering you? And that is that aspect of leaning in here so that we can sever those ties, truly looking at ourselves in the mirror, the situations in the mirror, everything like that, seeing it with pure clarity and like with ease here with the High Priestess, leaning into that intuitive knowing when you're looking at things, not logical mind, intuitive mind, and then really shift and deal with that mirror, like really be honest with yourself, what's there, so that you sever the ties, because it's your uprising here, the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. This truly is your uprising, as in this is truly getting you into your soul's purpose, onto your soul's path, exactly where you need to be. And these moments are super uncomfortable because of that, but just trust in it as much as you can. We then also have for you final cards, Heal the Healer and Soul's Truth Atlantis. So this is Soul's Truth Atlantis Emerald Tablets and Apostropholite and Ginkgo Star Elders Signs and Symbols. So this is asking, heal the healer, time to focus in on you, heal yourself. You may find that you're either, if you are already within like the holistic realm, if you are a healer already, and I'm air quoting that because I hate that term, but like if you already work within that realm in some way, that your gifts will heighten. And if you don't, it may be that something is activated where like your psychic gifts really come online and really land in a way they never have before. So it just depends on when you are on your journey, but it will affect you all. You'll see things that you didn't see before, but it will be very, very enlightening as part of this uprising. That's part of this, like the revelations and the chaos that the tower brings. Signs and symbols with this, the divine blueprints, really lean in to synchronicity at this moment in time. Nothing is a coincidence. So if you keep seeing the same numbers, or you keep seeing the same sort of animal in varying forms, stuff like that, pay attention and just see what messages are there for you. Like, what is that spirit animal trying to say? What is the numerology of those numbers? Stuff like that. Leaning into small, silly, insignificant things that are not insignificant. That's the point. They're trying to guide you and assist you, and they will activate your purpose more. They will inspire you more. They will help you raise your vibration more. So really lean into that. Right, I will leave it there for you. If you want an in-depth personalized reading, please reach out. My details are in the description box below. And if you did like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. It really helps and I truly appreciate it. And I will see you in my next reading. Hello, powerful. If you pick this card, this is your reading for the new moon in Scorpio. We're just going to read a little bit from the book and then we'll get going. So she arises instinctively responding to a severe threat to your well-being, freedom, and sacred fulfillment. Her fierce form causes the impure to tremble and the pure of heart to move close. She is ferocious in her wrath against injustice. Dispense with thoughts of vengeance. Pray for mercy for all beings, especially those trapped in patterns of consciousness harmful towards themselves and others. Open your heart to her heart and allow her to attend sorry, to all matters of karma while you remain true to your higher self. So with this and that element here, there is this, just like if you're dealing with any anger or really, really like heightened, passionate feelings at this time, is to really like lean into softness, like soften that a bit. Don't be led by anger, don't be led by rage. Ensure your passion and your creativity in that way like are used and utilized. Using that fire within gets utilized in a really positive way, as opposed to letting your energy just kind of ramp up and explode. And where the injustice is mentioned, so where things may not be fair, but it's really leaning into and trusting the process and just cutting ties with what doesn't serve you. But with you, the anger doesn't need to come up, as it said, like it talked about vengeance, that we don't need to be vengeful. We just need to let things go and leave them in the past. That's the like that new moon element here, this releasing aspect. So it's like, stop carrying old grudges, stop leaning into any like negativity, anger, or anything like that that arises. It's not serving you. Sever it now and leave it behind. Let's see what else wants to come through for you. We have the Hanged Man, which is a new perspective. Two of Cups in the reverse. We have the Emperor and the Ten of Swords. So the Hanged Man is this like needing to let go. It's like needing to have that pause and surrender moment to let go. And so you can see things in a new way, but something has to die, be severed here. This person hanging from a tree. So this really is leaning into that death aspect, like letting old ghosts go and then severing ties with anything that is very present and needs to be a ghost. We have the Two of Cups here, and this talks about an imbalance. It talks about a lack of harmony at the heart space. It can also indicate breakups. So whether you've been through a breakup or potentially a breakup needs to occur now, something like that. But if nothing else, it's an imbalance at the heart space. And this is where something needs to be severed and let go. This needs to be left in the past, so that you can start to bring that alignment back, so that you can start to have that harmony and feel that balance and restoration at your heart, and that love activation kind of come back online for self or for another. We have the Emperor here, and this is a card that is all about structure and this like establishment, and he's this one especially got a very, very fierce energy. And it's with this like, it's almost, it feels as if like this Emperor here has ordered like this person's suffering and death, this Ten of Swords. And this card is a card about this like this endings and loss and this trapping, but it is a completion cycle. So it's like the Emperor's coming in with these tough like daddy lessons, so almost like Saturn-esque energies coming through. Saturn's got that like father figure, daddy karma coming in, teaching us these lessons. And although they're uncomfortable, they're there to teach us, they're there to guide us and to better us. And there's like, it almost feels like you've got some harsh lessons coming in, but they're coming in to actually assist you. They're coming in so that this can end, so this truly can be done with and a new cycle can start for you. But there is a lot of discomfort that comes with it. There is this like slaying, this severing, and it could be dealing with elements that really come through with the Ten of Swords, which is how you may have felt backstabbed, how you may have been betrayed in some way, whatever's caused those fears and anxieties and that anger and that fire to really ramp up. But it's in this like pause, surrender, let go, that you will be gifted so much, and know that the discomfort of any severings and the discomfort of anything that either is occurring or needs to occur or has occurred and you truly need to let go of is really there to serve you. So trusting in it as much as you can and utilizing the new moon will really serve you. We have the Page of Wands in the reverse, and this is a card that talks about this. It's almost like a pause energy on this pushing forwards. It's leaning into that Hanged Man stuff. So on the other side of it, the Page of Swords is enthusiastic, and they are out for discovery and they want to explore. And it's very much kind of got that Sagittarius season energy to it. Sagittarius season starts a couple of days after this new moon. So there's this pause on it because you really need to lean into the severing and the letting go aspect, and then the fire will really come back online for you. Just wait for Sag season, like just lean into that, but lean into the death process right now. Anything that needs to be severed, sever it, but it does not need to be done angrily. Anything that is there in anger within you, look at, mirror work it, really truly see it. Anger is never just anger. Anger stems from grief. Anger stems from upset. Anger comes from something else. So really lean into why it is there in the first place. And then like we've got the Five of Swords here. And this is a card that also brings in this conflict and tension and these challenges. So this really is about freeing your mind with whatever has been weighing so heavy on you, and any betrayal that's been there. The word betrayal is very, very present right now in my like mindscape. So anything that's been there in that regard. We have, it came out in reverse, and I will actually pull it in reverse. Play upside down, have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. And then the protection, call back your power, cut cords, and soul retrieval. With this play coming in reverse, I feel like there's an element for some of you at least where you need to stop either painting on a happy face, pain, or just distracting yourself through play. Distracting yourself, maybe you're going out partying too much, maybe you are just binge watching TV or something like that, or just whatever it is that you're doing. With this, I'm not saying don't be a playful person and don't have fun. Absolutely do. But this is actually asking you to draw back a bit, this pause here. The fun, the fire, that playfulness, that push forwards can come back in Sag season. Right now, it's actually asking you to pause, take a step back, and actually lean into the discomfort, lean into the hard work, lean into the shadows, so that you can then push forwards afterwards. But there has to be this pause, surrender, let go, so you get the new perspective that is required. And with this protection, call your power back, cut the cords, and soul retrieval, because there's this ending here. We're done with the challenge, we're done with the conflict, and whether that's with other people or just our own mindscape, I would do a protection ritual. I would call back your power under this new moon. I don't think people should be, it's just my personal opinion, you do you, there's nothing wrong with you doing you, of course. Don't set necessarily and do new moon intentions as I would under another moon, under this one, but a ritual to really call back your power to assist you will really, really be beneficial. This new moon is much more about the releasing aspect. And then final card for you, we have Selenite and Willow Tree, Goddess, Spiral, Rites of Passage, Dreams, and Support. So Triple Goddess would be really, really beneficial and helpful to use at this time. Moon energy, like really leaning into, as it is a new moon, but leaning into that moon energy, and like it's like a trust almost. Lean into the darkness of the moon and trust that it will come full bloom and illumination again, and that you will grow with it, you will spiral with it. And do you want to spiral negatively or positively, like up towards it? And really that's making a choice in what you sever and let go of under this new moon. But you are really, really being supported, so really trust in that, lean into that. You are held and supported as you lean into the darkness. Trust that it will serve you so well. Right, I will leave it there for you, pile 4. If you'd like a more personalised one-to-one reading, my details are in the description box below. And if you liked it, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I truly appreciate it and it really does help. And I will see you in my next reading.